Scorpio. Welcome, Scorpio. Scorpio, we're going to do a general read for you today. We're going to look at your current energy, desire, outcome, what's working for you, what you need to be aware of. Keep in mind, I still have scrambled eggs for brains, so my words may make sense to me, but they may not make sense to you. That said, Scorpio, let's get started. Find out the energy that you're sitting in. Six of Cups. Somebody's thinking back to better days. Thinking about the past. In the desires, we have the Two of Swords show up. This is interesting because in the desire section, the Two of Swords is actually indecision. So maybe you're looking to get clear on something, or maybe you don't want to make a decision around something, and hopefully it just goes on its merry way. Also, we have the Five of Wands. Five of Wands is in the outcome. A little bit of fighting, nothing really major. Kind of like, I almost want to say it's like play fighting. It's not like full out. What's working for you is the Seven of Swords. Well, that's odd. Why would the Seven of Swords be working for you? Well, things are not going according to plan, so that might be shaking things up for you. And what you need to be aware of is the Magician. So, somebody that is looking to create something, that they have all of the tools and the skills that they need to start creating the life or the things that they want. Now let's go into the Six of Cups. Why are you in the Six of Cups energy? Bet you there's got to be a lover in there somewhere. Six of Cups is clarified by the King of Swords, the shadow side, and then the Six of Pentacles. Now the King of Swords is somebody that is kind of doesn't take a lot of shit, is kind of what I want to say. And I think you're looking back at that going, how can I let, how can I let my inner demons come and take me over at this point in life when all I want to do is share what I have with others? That, or it seems that knowledge is the power to conquering your fears and the fears that you've had in the past. In order to move forward, you need to share possibly what those fears are with somebody. This brings us to the Two of Swords. So fears going up into the desire of the Two of Swords. Like, okay, maybe you're scared to make a decision. Well, the Two of Swords is clarified by the Ten of Cups, the Three of Wands, and the Page of Wands. And I almost get that maybe this sort of indecision is about whether you go and make things happen on your own, or you wait for somebody to come in and give you the okay to do that with this Page of Wands. Where this Page of Wands is kind of like bringing in good news about work, but I almost see that you know what you want, you're just kind of waiting around for it. This brings us to the Five of Wands. Five of Wands is clarified by the Ace of Wands, the Death card, and the Nine of Swords. It seems like you're fighting with yourself about a new start in the outcome. That you're kind of like, there's this back and forth energy where you want a new start, you want it all there, but there's some significant change that needs to happen. And when we start thinking of change, also the Death card is your energy. If we look at it and just read it with your energy, starting something new brings a lot of anxiety, which makes sense. Why? Well, because if you're starting something new, typically we start something new and we drag all the past experiences we've had, we throw it into the mix, into the present, and try to predict a future out of it. But what's working for you is the Seven of Swords. And that's things aren't going to plan. And things aren't going to plan, and it's clarified by the Moon, Justice, and the Seven of Pentacles. So, even though things aren't going to plan, that's not a bad thing. Things aren't going to plan, but you don't know why they're not going to plan. And then we have Justice here that's balancing that type of stuff out for you, where, or maybe you need to balance it out. Maybe you need to balance out what the now is and prepare for the future as well. Let's look at this Magician. Why do we need to be aware? Magician is clarified by the Four of Swords, the King of Pentacles, and the Four of Cups. Well, this is interesting because we have Swords, Pentacles, and Cups. The only other thing that we needed was Wands, and Wands was over there. Everything's here. You have the capability to do it all. You're resting. You're healing. But you're not sure if you really want to do this for yourself. You're not sure if you want to be successful yourself. And that's really interesting, because sometimes we don't know what that entails or what those expectations are. And typically we get those expectations from other people. So this kind of brings us back to that shadow side where it's kind of like almost self-delusion, or scaring. I want to say you're scaring the shit out of yourself in some way, because that way you don't have to go through it, which takes us up to the Nine of Swords of anxiety, and the Five of Wands of sort of confrontation with yourself, and then to the Two of Wands going, okay, well, if I don't make a decision. But if we pull three more cards around this, we have the Two of Cups, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Chariot. So amidst all of these changes that are going on, there's a relationship that could be adding to the mix. And it's coming in fairly quickly. And the thing that I get with this Eight of Pentacles is this might even be a relationship with somebody that you've had from the past. That this is a familiar person. And this sort of takes off very quickly. I did not expect to see this in here. Interesting read for you today, Scorpio. Scorpio, thank you for being here. That's what I have for you today. Best of luck this week. Feel free to comment, like, don't like, subscribe. Either way, glad you're here, and we'll see you next time.